Harrison Lemon III, can you unmute yourself, please?
I believe he's sovereign.
I think so, too.
Guys, today we are going to witness the moment this courtroom instantly turns tense. The defendant walks in speaking in legal riddles, claiming to represent himself as a surety instead of a real person, and the judge immediately sees through the wordplay. You can feel the air tighten as the court realizes this isn't going to be a normal hearing at all.
Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Your Honor. Harrison Lamont Bay here on behalf of Harrison Lamont III.
Okay. All right. So let's call the case. We had an issue with summons and a jury. Where's the trooper?
You know what, Judge, unfortunately, I told him it was up tomorrow. I don't know what I was thinking. I said, we have a jury trial Friday.
It was up tomorrow.
Oh.
But this was the final pretrial to see if it was going to work itself out, but it's not, I'm sure.
Oh, because he just called me and asked me if he needed to appear, and I said, no, I can call him right back if you...
He's in here.
Let's call the case. Which guy is here? Okay.
Let's call the case. Let's put this all on the record.
I'm sorry.
It's the city of Detroit versus, strike that. This is the state of Michigan versus Harrison Lemon Bay the third. Case number SX 4195968, counts 1, 2, and 3. Appearance for the record, please.
Call on behalf of the people.
All right. Trooper Shields, can you put your appearance on the record for me, please?
It's Trooper Butchkaya who's on Clemens, and he's the one who called me, and I told him he didn't have to zoom in because it's
okay. Very well. Okay, very well. Mr. Harrison Lemon Bay the third, can you put your appearance on the record, please?
Yes, Your Honor. Harrison Lamont Bay, spelled all lowercase, HARRISON space LE space MON space BEY. That is Harrison Lamont Bay. I am the surety on behalf of the principal debtor, Harrison Lamont III, spelled with all capital letters. For the record, Your Honor, I'm not familiar with the Harrison.
All right, guys, now things start heating up as the judge challenges the defendant's claim that he doesn't recognize his own legal name. From an outside view, this looks like a verbal chess match where one side is trying to dodge reality and the other is pulling him straight back into it. The tension rises as the court refuses to play along with the fantasy.
Familiar with them. You spelled it out. You said I'm Harrison Lamont Bay the third, or Harrison Lamont Bay on behalf of that and the surety of that. I mean, you sound like you're very familiar with them.
Your Honor.
Sound like and maybe I would guess that your mom probably named you Harrison Lamont Bay when you were born.
Your Honor, the name Harrison Lamont Bay III is a name that I am completely unfamiliar with. If this matter today is related to a name that is Harrison Lamont Bay III, I'm not authorized to speak on that name. I'm not trying to bring any type of controversy to the court or anything like that. I'm just simply here to be able to settle this matter and settle the charges and bring this matter to a close. That's it.
All right. Well, we can bring the matter to a close by taking an offer. We can give you an offer, Ms. APA Cole. You want to give Mr. I don't know how you want to be referred to. But Mr. Harrison Lamont Bay III, an offer. You want to take that offer, we can satisfy it like that, or we can satisfy it like we had set for a jury trial. And the note that we received this morning was that from nobody's fault here, the court did not summons a jury for some reason or another. That's why we're not going to have that trial tomorrow. So we can schedule it for another jury trial if that's what you want, Mr. Without knowing how you want to be referred to, Harrison Lamont Bay III.
Your Honor, again, just to be clear, Harrison Lamont Bay, here on behalf of the principal debtor, Harrison.
All right, guys, here is where pressure starts to build fast. The judge lays out two hard options: take a plea or face a jury trial. From a third-party view, this is the courtroom equivalent of a fork in the road, and the defendant looks overwhelmed as he tries to hide behind confusing legal language to avoid making a real decision.
What would you like to do?
Your Honor, I'd give the court notice. I'd really, I'm just looking for a plea of release today. Will you grant a plea of release?
No, I'll deny that. Okay. So how else you want to proceed? I gave you the two options: taking a plea or going to jury trial.
Do you disclaim the trust?
I don't know what that is.
My name is granted to the court for future return with my interest. I gave the court notice, and I'm here again simply just to be able to settle these charges and bring this matter to a close.
Okay. And I gave you the two ways you.
Pardon, self. I'm not looking to overspeak you either. So.
No, I'm sorry. I gave you the two ways that you can settle it. You can settle it by taking a plea, or you can settle it by going to jury trial. I'm assuming that you want another jury trial because you said that the first time. But you got the option of Ms. APA Cole giving you an offer of taking a plea.
Just for the record, Your Honor, this is Paula Cole on behalf of the people. It's my understanding it's just two charges today: no operator's license and no insurance. And there was a violation of basic speed law, but that was an informal hearing. I just want to make sure I have the charges correct so that Mr. Bay is aware. And certainly I would be willing to work out an offer with him if he is interested.
The 16 to 20 in a construction zone.
Is that an informal hearing, or is that up today as well with the other two?
Well, if it's in default, I don't see any reason to set it aside because it's just you know, when we're you know, it just befuddles me how the sovereign people come in and they say that the court has no jurisdiction over them. And I guess you can make that argument, but the simple thing I ask in these cases is how, if the speed limit is 25 miles per hour, can you just go 50 and nobody can say anything to you and nobody can stop you and nobody can pull you over? If you run over a child, nobody can do anything to you because you're sovereign? I don't know. I don't understand that.
Your Honor, I keep hearing, well, two things. One, I heard, pardon me again, I did not, I missed the name, or I don't want to mispronounce the name of
APA Cole.
ADA Cole. I heard her make mention of an insurance matter. This is the first that I've heard of.
No, it's not insurance. I think she misspoke on the insurance. It is a no ops, no operator's license, so no driver's license. It is a speeding ticket, 16 to 20 over in a construction zone. It says you were doing, the allegation says that you were doing 55 in a 35 mile an hour zone. And then it's no plate, no expired plate.
Oh, I apologize.
So that corrected is corrected. All right, go ahead.
For the record, I did not violate the sole intent and spirit of the law. Nobody was injured and no property was damaged.
All right, guys, at this point, the judge shifts into full reality check mode. He explains how laws are designed to protect people before harm happens, not after. Watching from the outside, this feels like a powerful turning point where the court makes it crystal clear that no one got hurt is not a valid shield against responsibility or consequences.
They didn't say that was the allegation. They said the allegation was that you were speeding 16 to 25 in a 16 to 20 in a construction zone, and they have you it seems like they used the device to track your speed 55 to 35 and a 35. So it is laser. It's laser, or so it's one thing if you suggest that wasn't me, they got the wrong car, or I wasn't there. It's other thing to suggest that the device is miscalculated and it wasn't working properly. I don't know what else is other defense that you could raise, but those are just two off the top of my head. And then, but other than that, I mean, other than outside of any other defense, do you say that you could just go 55 to 35 mile an hour zone?
Your Honor, again, my name is granted to the court for future return with my interest. Now, I hear you make mention of sovereign. I've heard you make mention of that term sovereign.
I mean, you may not be claiming sovereign. I don't know. That's just what I hear most of the time when.
All right, guys, now we see the defendant fall back on the classic argument that no one was injured. From a third-person angle, this is where the illusion really starts to crack because the judge calmly dismantles that logic and shows that prevention is the entire purpose of a law. The power shift becomes obvious in this moment.
In the Union State, in a non-military occupied area without the territorial jurisdiction and without the District of Columbia, I don't have a personal military. So I depend on the United States for protection and security found in Article 4, Section 4, making me subject to those protections. I spend a lot of time learning on how to comply with the law of both my creator and my government, not defiling and opposing.
All right, guys, this section feels like a trap closing in slow motion. The defendant admits he depends on government protection, and the judge uses that admission to underline that protections come with responsibilities. From the outside, you can almost see the contradiction land as the courtroom falls into a quiet but heavy realization.
Okay, so you depend on, let me stop you right there. You depend on the government for protection, right? Did you just say that?
That is correct. I did just say
that. Okay, so you depend on the government for protection. So the government is saying they're protecting other people because Mr. Golson depends on the government for protection. APA Cole depends on the government for protection. Attorney Harris depends on the government for protection. They want to be safe and they want their kids and their families to be safe. So when they cross the street, people are abiding by the speed limits and the laws of the government. And I'm not suggesting that these allegations are true, but let's just say for the sake of this argument right here that they are true, that you were born 55 and a 35, right? How are you able to do that and not have and suffer any repercussions and nobody else can?
Your Honor, I can't speak to that fact.
Okay. Again, so what do you want to
do? I am simply here because I am looking to settle this matter as easily and as amicably as possible. There was a charge that was brought against a name that is in trust, and these proceedings are damaging rights to possession, title, and interest in a private trust that only Inherent Equity has the sole exclusive jurisdiction to recognize. It's not so. If this is not a special court equity and it does not have jurisdiction over non-statutory trust here today, and I know the parties of the trust and none of the parties of the trust are here today. That's why I came in today looking for a plea of release and to settle this matter in good faith.
Hey, look, hey, I'll tell you what, I might not be the sharpest knife in the drawer, and I'm probably, that went way over me.
All right, guys, now the courtroom reaches one of its most dramatic points. The judge confronts the defendant with his own submitted plate as evidence, and in real time, the legal walls start closing in. Watching as an outsider, it feels like self-sabotage unfolding, where his own attempt to defend himself becomes proof used against him.
You submitted this as an exhibit, sir? Did you submit these as exhibits? Is this your this license plate picture here?
I can't see what that.
This is it's labeled Exhibit C, page 1 of 1. It's got a Nissan car with a US dot 3940755 on there. Foreign, national, non-commercial, the Moorish Empire. Is that your plate?
Your Honor, that is the plate that is attached to the conveyance. Yes.
Okay, that's your plate, right?
Yes, that is.
Okay, where did you get this? Where did you get this plate from?
Your Honor, the car has attached to it a Department of Travel number.
I asked you, where did you get this plate from, sir? I didn't ask you about the car. Where did you get the plate from?
That's a private matter, Your Honor.
You submitted it as an exhibit.
I did submit the plate as an exhibit, Your Honor. I absolutely submitted that plate as an exhibit because it does speak to the fact that there was.
Okay, so on your exhibit, I'm going to find you. I'm going to find you responsible for the registered plate. I'm going to fine you $145 for that. So that matter's over with.
All right, guys, here the defendant tries to shift gears by talking about tendering payment to escape deeper consequences. From a third-party view, this scene shows the court pulling him back to reality once again, clearly explaining that money doesn't erase accountability. You can feel the last of the fantasy strategy fading in this exchange.
Now, I'm going to give you an opportunity to set a jury trial, or I'm going to give you an opportunity to take a plea on those two other matters.
Your Honor, so what you're saying is that there are now specific charges attached to each of the claims that were brought against the name Harrison Lamont III. Is that correct?
Yes, that's all I understand.
So upon tendering payment, I've given the court notice of subrogation and substitution. So upon tendering payment, those rights will be honored, correct?
I don't know.
Those rights be honored?
Upon tendering payment for the $145, then that'll cancel out the no registration. Upon tendering payment of $170, that'll cancel out the speeding ticket. And the other matter will have to be adjudicated. Because the one misdemeanor will have to be adjudicated, and the two civil infractions you can just pay and then close them out like that. And I'm gonna find you responsible based on your exhibit for the expired plate.
Your Honor, I did not see an expired plate. Your Honor, I was issued a ticket for an expired plate with the plate number EJL. The name was issued a ticket for the expired plate number EJL 7110. Is that correct?
I guess so. Go ahead, Counsel. I don't think he wants any representation.
I'm sure that he probably doesn't, but you're suggesting that he would have to pay a speeding ticket, and it sounds like that would be points. I don't want points associated with that. That would be bad.
He doesn't want. Do you want Ms. Harris to represent you, Mr. Bay?
Your Honor, I'm not looking for any representation.
Can we have a discussion in the breakout room? I don't have to represent you, but I just want to give you a little bit of assistance. Can I give you some assistance? Are you okay with that?
And Attorney Harris, you know that is in default, the speeding violation. And I would object to setting it aside at this point.
It's on the docket for today.
Your Honor, I hate to insert myself into this case. It is not my business. But if this person in front of us is not Harrison Lamont III, we just need to capious Mr. Harrison and move on. Attorney, unless I'm sadly mistaken, he cannot represent anyone, including a name he's now made up for himself. He can only represent himself.
Put your appearance on the record, Counselor.
Alexis Schneider for the people, P80322.
Thank you.
All right. That sounds like a fair motion.
And that's viable, but we're also getting into a dangerous territory of unauthorized practice of law. And I don't want him to pick up charges for that or any penalty for that. Mr. Bay, can I talk to you in a breakout room, please?
I'm willing to have a conversation.
All right, very good. That's very good. I'm gonna put you in a breakout, a private room with Miss Harris. All right, now we got.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Okay, let's go back on the record with, I just don't mean any disrespect, but I just don't know how to address you, but I'll say Mr. Harrison Lamont Bay the third. All right.
Sure.
Go ahead, sir. So his name is, what is your name, sir?
Your Honor, my name is Harrison Lamont III. I prefer for it to be spelled capital H, lowercase a, R, R, I, S, O, N, and then Lamont to be spelled capital L, lowercase e, space, capital M, lowercase o.
All right, guys, the atmosphere changes when other legal voices get involved and the idea of unauthorized practice of law comes up. From an outside perspective, this feels like the moment things could have gone seriously wrong for the defendant, as the court lightly but firmly warns him that pretending to represent others can lead to real criminal consequences.
Lamont III, how do you want to proceed on the speeding ticket and on the no ops ticket?
Your Honor, I'm looking to settle all of these charges today. I do not want to go to trial. I'm not, again, I've said this several times. I'm not looking to create any controversy. I'm just looking to settle this matter as quickly and as amicably as possible and good.
All right, I don't think that you're willing, I don't say that you don't want to be amicable about it. I mean, that you're any way disrespectful. You haven't been ever disrespectful. You were in here last time and very respectful. So you just have to either take the offer and plead to it. But the problem is it doesn't seem like you're going to want to plead to it and make an actual basis about it.
What is the offer, Your Honor?
Let's get APA Cole back in here and see what she's going to offer you. Now, APA Cole, Mr. Bay wants an offer to resolve the matter. What would his offer be? And we'll just one offer for all three.
I did, Attorney Harris did email me recently. It was expired plates, isn't that correct?
It's expired plates, speeding, in 1620 in a construction zone and a no ops ticket.
I would want him to be responsible on the speeding. And I would do a fail to display. And dismiss the expired plates. But he would have to plead on the nose to the speeding, because that's in a construction zone, which is very dangerous.
Listen, I'm not going to, I respect your offer, Ms. Cole. Typically, if it's 3 tickets, it's one for 3. I mean, or I just have to be, I just want to be fair across the board to everybody.
You know, I understand, Judge. It's just that if the trooper, they get such a hard time from Mr. Bay. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to call him Mr. Bay, that he was very upset about this case. And I'm just concerned that is he going to get stopped again and still have these same excuses that he's.
All right, guys, this is the turning point of the entire situation. The defendant finally drops the word games and states his real legal name clearly. From a third-person view, it's the moment where the fantasy collapses and reality steps in, and you can almost feel the relief in the courtroom as the process finally starts to move forward normally.
Well, and I'm concerned about it too. And I'm concerned about it to the point where I you know, Mr. Bay, you know, I don't agree with your position in society, but everybody makes their own choices and things like that. So I'm not gonna pass any judgment on that, right? But I do have a problem, like I asked you earlier, as far as you not feeling, it's what I get, and I am taking the arguments that I've heard from previous people that take your position, that the police officer has no right to pull you over. And I understand your position by saying that nobody was injured or nobody was hurt, but I do have an issue with people saying that they can go 16, and especially that excessive speed in construction zones and things like that, and for them not to, the officer not to have any jurisdiction over them. I just ask everybody that takes that position, how else is there gonna be order? How else is there gonna be, what's gonna stop Mr. Lindsay from going 16 to 20 over? What's gonna stop Trooper Shields from going 16 to 20 over, or me for 16 to 20 over, if nobody has any jurisdiction over? So I understand APA Cole's apprehension.
I hear what you all are saying, and I'll continue to say I'm not attempting to bring any controversy in my times on the road. For example, on this instance and the time that we are encountering, or the time that we are discussing now, the construction zone was that is an area that I travel, often enough. And the construction zone was brand new. The speed limit there is actually 50 when it's not a construction zone. I was unaware. It was not an intention. I'm not. When I say I wasn't intending to do harm, and I was intending to fulfill the spirit and soul of the law, there's no. I wasn't. I literally am only attempting to live peacefully and be in line with my God, and that means having peace and harmony amongst all of you and anybody else that I encounter. That's why I keep pointing out, hey, I'm not attempting to bring any controversy or anything like that.
Well, this is an adversarial proceeding at its nature, period. Somebody says you did something, you may say you didn't. And now you kind of give me better clarity on what was going on. And I think that does make a difference when you make that statement. Like, hey, I'm not contesting that I was going this fast necessarily, but I didn't know that the construction zone was in place. So it kind of, because what I'm looking at it as, and I'm sure APA Cole is looking at it as, this is 35 mile an hour zone. And if you say you didn't know, but also APA Cole is looking at it as, what she mentioned is that, are we going to continue to be back here? I mean, obviously for this plate, if you still have this kind of plate on your car, probably so, but that's a different nature than the speeding ticket where somebody can get injured or killed or seriously hurt or something like that.
Understood. I have children. I don't want to hurt anybody either.
We could work with the speeding, Your Honor, but I'm just, like I said, the troopers get so much flack when they pull someone over, and like, do you have a license? Well, I don't have to have it because the debtors, and I just don't want, it'll be continued and we'll be back here. And
well, I'm sure that we'll put it this way. I have no doubt that Mr. Bay is going to continue to take that position. But if we can, if you don't have a problem with giving them a break and on the speeding, you plead to the failure to display, pay $240, and we'll close the other two matters out. Is that? And then if he comes back with the speeding again, and there's just no other offer anymore. Can this
Does he,
State
he will,
attorney-
he will plead to that if he is going to plead to that, because I know I'll have an angry trooper, but as long as he, you know, that we know Mr. Bay will accept that.
So,
will you accept it? Will you agree that you didn't have a valid driver's license, sir?
so if I'm understanding correctly, what we're saying is that I'm agreeing that I didn't have a valid driver's license. And
Right.
what we're talking about at the end of the day is paying $240 and the rest, and we've settled the matter.
And that'll settle everything.
All right, guys. Here the prosecutor lays down the final offer, and you can feel the seriousness in the room shift into negotiation mode. From the outside, it looks like the system offering one last fair chance to resolve everything without dragging it into a full trial, while still standing firm on safety in construction zones.
An opportunity to, I guess the resolution is going to be failure to display. Can you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes,
All right, you can put your hand down, sir. Sir, do you understand the maximum possible penalty for this misdemeanor offense is 93 days in jail and or $500 in fines?
yes,
Do you understand that you have an absolute right to a trial?
yes,
Do you understand that Ms. Harris went over some of your other advice or rights in the breakout room, did she not?
yes,
You understood those rights, sir?
yes,
Do you have any questions about those rights?
no,
Do you understand by taking this offer, you're gonna give those rights up?
yes,
Has anybody offered you anything other than what's been stated in the record?
no,
Now, let me draw your attention back to March the 21st, 2023 at around 11:10 a.m. in the city of Detroit in the area of Telegraph and 8 Mile Road, sir. Did you have an occasion on that day to come encounter with the Detroit Police Department?
it was not the Detroit Police Department. It was
Did you have an
Michigan.
occasion on that day to come encounter with the Michigan State Police troopers?
Yes,
On that day, were you operating a motor vehicle?
yes,
And did that officer ask you to produce a valid driver's license?
yes,
You couldn't do so, could you, sir?
no.
Why is that?
I do not have a valid driver's license.
Very well. I'm going to find your client guilty of the amended count of failure to display. We already talked about the penalty for that. And with the stipulation of probable cause, I'm going to dismiss the other matters.
So stipulated, Your Honor.
$240, Mr. Lamont Bay. When can you pay it?
May I please have up to 30 days to pay that, Your Honor?
Very well.
Gratitude.
I'm going to give you until July the 3rd, 2023 to pay that, all right?
All right.
If it's nothing further, sir, I wish you the best of luck. Have a very good day, and good luck to you.
Same to you.
All right, guys, now comes the emotional shift. The defendant accepts responsibility and admits he didn't have a valid driver's license. From a third-party perspective, this feels like the walls finally coming down, with confusion replaced by clarity. It's the moment of accountability that the entire hearing was quietly building toward.